everyone, you know how much I love that recording in progress, because I was just sitting here going, I wonder if it's recording, or I wonder if it isn't recording. Oh, wait, I almost turned to my bad side. Actually, sitting in a car, both sides are my bad side. There we go. One-sided. I feel like I look much prettier now. I'm Winona, by the way, and I'm one of the And I Thought ladies. And high five to me for introducing myself. You know how I feel about that. I forget to do it all the time. By the end of the show, I'll be like, and then oh, right, my name is. There you go. But you're not here to hear about me talk and talk and talk and talk. Although I would enjoy an entire show where I talked about me and my bags and how cute the rest of me looks, minus the bags. I wanted to tell you a bit about our books because, I'm an author, go figure. And if you're an author, you have books. So And I Thought Divorce Was Bad, and I Thought Being Grown Up Was Easy. If Only I Were Me, a memoir on verse, Foreign Coffee, Widow's Web, Widow's Debts. Ooh, I did that in verse today. That's not important. So this is the section. If you recognize that the camera slid, it's because I'm going to need both of my hands. So this is the section, y'all know what happens, where it feels like a little educational television, because this is the sign language section where I go, you know what that is. That's 6 audiobooks plus 11 more books equals 17 books. And you can find the rest of those 11 books that I did not mention as audiobooks at www.andithoughladies.com. And because we have a really cool person in the house and I want to seem fun and energetic, I'm going to do it again like I'm a salesman of cars. So it's www.andithoughladies.com. Oh, that felt so good to finally do. But you're not here to hear about us. You're here to hear about our wonderful guest. Wonderful guest, would you like to introduce yourself?
My name's Mickey Mickelson. I'm the owner of Creative Edge Publicity. We've been in business since 2016. We represent over 100 authors worldwide in a combination of traditional and indie published authors. We also represent 3 musicians, one of which is being considered for a Grammy. I love comic books. I love cats. You might see my baby Maine Coon come across the screen a couple of times. I've already thrown her off my desk 4 times since this started. But I can't keep doing that because then it's going to be animal cruelty. So we're going to keep going on with that. And I love books. I love indie authors. I love publicity. I love what I do. And I wouldn't have it any other way.
I almost feel jealous. You make me want to get a job that's not just writing. You said it with so much love. And
if I ever actively recruit, you'll be the first person to know. Trust me.
Thank you, because I actually do want a job in book PR. No, I'm joking.
Okay.
And then we have Amy, or is it a me?
No, it's Amy. If I could put the accent grave over my, first C, then it would be a May. But we're gonna go with Amy. So I'm Amy Ravichandran. I own Abundantly Social, which is a social media book marketing company. I support fully Mickey Mickelson. He is my best friend. I've known him. We're up on a year that I've known him, but I fully support him. And I've been doing social media book marketing for almost 14 years. It's been a really long time. I am a Texan through and through, so I'm a Southern girl. I have a 3 and a 2-year-old that I call my little terrorist, and I'm held hostage daily. And if I don't have my coffee, you definitely don't want to talk to me. So, that's me in a nutshell. I'm like this all the time. And I come with disclaimers. Ask Mickey before I go into any meeting or do any show. There is a disclaimer that, yes, I'm like this 100% of the time. And if you met me in person, I'm just like this. Full on.
Okay, you make me want to go to Texas, as reason number 2. Because, first of all, the food there, oh my God. And then I have to come visit you.
Absolutely. You are welcome anytime. My door is open. That's such a Southern thing to say, right? My door's open all the time. That's what us Southerners say. But yes, you're welcome anytime.
Canada, Texas, because I'm Canadian. So yes, the 2 countries do get along, especially when there's coffee involved. Just know that.
What part of Canada?
I live in Alberta. So Western Canada.
Mm-hmm.
It is like -10 Celsius here right now. We have lots of snow. And that's why I get Amy coffee, because I don't want to yell at her and have to deal with the weather as well.
Canada's so cold. I'm gonna
Yep.
talk about me real quick. So this is one time we got invited to do a interview in Canada, and we went up there thinking it's the same kind of cold that it is in the north of the United States. Oh heck no!
No, no.
Oh God! The only place I think was colder was Scotland in July, and that's cold still. Got off the plane and went, nope, I'm about to go to Canada. And anyway, moving
Yeah.
on. So you said, okay, first I'm gonna ask an important question and actually act like I'm professional today because you are both professional and you bought your professional. So let me act professional. Recently someone asked me, well, you still write books? Why don't you do something else? And so I was like, no, I think they still sell. So my question to you is, do you feel like it's harder to do book marketing today because of readers being lost, or is it just the same?
I personally think the industry's changed in the last 5-6 years. And I think it's easier because indies are starting to get traction on major media aspects. Publishers Weekly is starting to do reviews on indie books using Book Life. I've been successful getting indie writers on national TV, national newspaper publications. That would not have happened 10 years ago. It just wouldn't. And so from that aspect, it's getting a lot easier, not only from an indie aspect, but also from a traditional aspect, because we have something called the internet. And we have something called COVID that happened 2 years ago. And so medians were looking for opportunities. They didn't know how to get them because you don't have to go somewhere now to simply do something. As long as you're able to work with time zones and you're able to write a crafted, well, professionally thought email, and the author is able to design a book cover that's eye appealing, and they have a brand in place, it's actually easier, in my opinion, to get marketing opportunities.
Amy, what do you think?
I think it's much easier just because you don't just have like a paperback book nowadays. You also have ebooks and you also have audiobooks, right? But you can have book trailers made. So you can have, something that's visually appealing and stimulating, almost bringing your book to a movie, right? To help sell your book, and you can market those, and you have social media aspects and different things that you can leverage in different communities and groups that you can be a part of that will help you. So I would say it's much easier, but with it being easier, there's also, challenges of it being oversaturated, right? And whatever genre you're writing. So you always are going to have that concern, but I think because you can offer more options, it's easier because you appeal to all kinds of readers and not just someone that wants to buy a physical copy of a book.
I agree. I don't do social media well, so I'm gonna agree with everything you said. Okay, I agree. So recently I had the question on after a show. Someone asked me about marketing and PR. And the first thing that they said is they wanted to be a nationally known brand, so they wanted to do PR. And I said, maybe you want to start with marketing. So which one should a author be thinking about, marketing or PR first?
It's a combination of both, in my opinion. I've got lots of authors who will hire a publicist first and then focus on the marketing aspect. End of the day, it's all about building the profile of that author. And the dangers of what authors do is they seem to think that all publicity, and I'm only talking about it from a publicity standpoint, because Amy's the expert on marketing, but from a publicity standpoint, the authors always think, I need to get the word out about my book. I need to get the word out about what I'm writing, my book, all of that. And they tend to focus on the book, which is a major, major, major mistake, where they should be focusing on the brand of the author. Stephen King does it really well. J.K. Rowling does it really well. Anybody who's successful will leverage their brand and not the book. And that's the difference.
Amy, did you want to say something? Because I have something to say, and I'm the person who's the novice here, and I'm like, I got something.
Yeah. No. So you really need to have both. And you need to have both going at the same time. And the reason that I say that is because your PR is going to establish your branding as you as the author, right? And your books are secondary because you need to brand yourself. Your publicist is going to help you do that and break out and be known outside of your family or your community that you live in. Marketing is going to help you capitalize on those opportunities and on the branding that you are now establishing and connect that in different ways. So you really need both. The best way to look at it is you're a spider. The spider is the brand, and you're building your spider web. And that's through all the connections that PR gets you. And then you're leveraging that on all your different social media channels and newsletter lists and all of those. And so you're building that spider web, but you are the spider, right? Everyone knows different kinds of spiders, right? Like the black widow, everybody knows, or tarantulas or wolf spiders, right? I know too much about spiders, but I live in Texas. But you have to kind of understand that and then build your web around it. And that's what PR and marketing, that's why they're so important. You can't have a spider and no spider web. It doesn't make sense, right? Because you destroyed it or whatever. So you have to have those hand in hand. So you need to do them together. It's much harder to do them at different points than to start them at the same time.
And that's why we are the dynamic duo. The jury is out as to who's Batman and who's Robin, but that's what we do on a daily basis.
Oh, you guys sound like you all sound like you have a ton of fun. And like, I'm so busy. I was so busy thinking about how that information applied to our brand that I completely forgot my next question. So if you hear me rambling, it's because I'm trying to think of a new one.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to an old standby, which is what top 2 pieces of advice per person would you give that an author absolutely must know in order to just even think about starting off successfully? I remember the question now. Now I'm gonna hold on to it.
Are you sure? Because, okay, answer yeah. Okay. Amy, do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first? It's up to you.
No, you can go. I'm good.
For me, the 2 biggest things are professionalism and how they conduct interviews, respecting the hosts, thanking the hosts, not interrupting the hosts. That's the first step. The other piece of it is brand and image. If an author is going to release a book and they're going to spend all their time editing, formatting, writing that book, they better spend some money on getting a decent book cover. They better spend some money on getting a decent headshot. End of the day, the authors who are successful in these 2 look professional and have a vibrant appeasement in their image overall. The authors who fail have really bad book covers, have really bad editing, and use selfies on their phone as headshots when they send their press releases out.
Well, I think on top of that, though, to kind of mold into that, I think a lot of it is it's writing a book is an investment in yourself,
Yeah.
right? And so you need to put out the quality that you want, right? The high level standard that we all have. We all have a high level standard of ourselves, right? We all have a standard that we want to meet every day or a goal that we want to meet every day, right? And it's kind of the same thing when it comes to books. So, I mean, if you're going to go the indie route, you want to make sure and think about it as an investment. You're investing in yourself and in your craft, right? And I think that's super important is don't let numbers and stuff like that stop you. Don't go the cheap route, which is such a poor way of saying it, but don't go to the cheaper route because then it's a less quality of a book, right? And so that's really important. But I think, besides book covers and stuff, because, book covers are what sell books. Let's be real. It makes you turn it over and read the back, right? In all honesty. But when you're going on interviews and stuff, being true to who you are, because if you go on there and you have like a facade, right? And anybody can see through that and it will make or break selling your book. It's really important to really hone in on that because you ultimately are going to sell your book, right? From a marketing standpoint, like people don't want to hear from me, the marketer, right? I just position it. They want to hear from you, the author. And so your passion and your creativity and your inspiration and all those things is what matters. So, I mean, if the two, I guess, advice or whatever I could give would be, be true to who you are and just be real and authentic with your readers. That's what they want. And see writing a book as an investment in yourself. Because it is it is an investment that eventually
Totally.
in the long run, maybe you'll make back, but it is an investment, so you have to view it as that. And, don't have low standards for yourself, like have the high quality. I want to be like top 5 traditional published books, because you can accomplish that, and so
Mhm.
hold on to those. It's really important.
I
Absolutely.
love that answer. And I'm taking notes on how to get like that top 5 professional traditional thing. Thank you. Uh, so the question that I was going to ask actually started off with a long, drawn out story, and here it goes. So when we originally wrote our book, it's poetry.
Cool.
Since our book is poetry, we've recognized that no one would ever interview us on a poetry book. So we decided that what we would do was talk about things inside of the book. And doing this, we learned that you have to make your books socially relevant. You can't just be about the book. How
Right.
do you see it not being about the book? How do you go about when you look at a brand, when you look at a book and an author, how do you see a brand?
It's
Because
all
you
about
make brands.
it's all about creating demand for that author. With myself, I've been very successful in developing a process that works in virtually every genre. So, have I gotten poets on TV? Yeah, I've gotten poets on TV. Have I gotten nonfiction authors on TV and other opportunities? Yes. It's all about building the process out. And the basically way to do that is leveraging small opportunities first, graduating to medium, and then to large scale opportunities over a specified period of time. What you're really doing is building out your media resume, and you're creating demand for yourself. So the more interview opportunities you get, whether they be a show of only 15 views or a show of 500,000 views, you treat them the same from a respect standpoint, because the book industry is a very, very, very tiny industry. And all the media people, they all talk to each other, and they're going to say who's good and who's bad. And so what you want to do is build out that resume and create demand for yourself over a long period of time. And if you do that, any kind of book is going to be in demand. Doesn't matter what it is, to be honest. We've done it with everything. Over 100 clients, and we've followed the same process, same formula for everybody, with all of them having success.
Thank you. Honestly, you knocked out like 2 more of my questions. So there we go. Amy, I have been dying to ask you this question since you got on here, and I feel like I've done enough restraints. So here we go. How do we think about ourselves on social media? Because I mean, how many authors we go up there and we're like, "Ooh, we'll just put excerpts of the book on," and I'm like, "That's not how we should do it." So how do we think about ourselves?
I mean, I think you need to view yourself as it's such a crazy, and to view yourself as just a person, right? And you wrote this book and people want to follow you along on your journey and your process of writing another book, or what that process was like for you, or inspiration that you could provide to someone that's maybe thinking about writing, right? But readers just want to feel like they're along for the ride with you, right? Because maybe they will never write a book, but they want to feel like they're along for the ride and the journey, right? And it's all an experience. Social media can be such a difficult beast to manage, is the best way to describe social media, right? Because you could do facades and stuff, but they really just want it to be as authentic as possible and not always about your book, right? Like I mentioned earlier, I have 2 terrorists that hold me hostage, my 3 and 2-year-old, and Mickey can attest to this. They have appeared on my shows, on my meetings with Mickey.
They have.
And, that's just my life. And, it's just an open book. And that's really what they want. They want to get to know you as the author and the writer and the journey that you're on. But, a little bit also about who you are. You don't have to open the floodgates and tell them everything that's going on, but to let them in a little bit and just talk to them like, you guys are long lost friends is really what they want. I mean, at the end of the day, there's no algorithm that can beat that, because at the end of the day, you're building a relationship with your readers. And that's what people really want. That's what social media was started for, was to connect families and members and stuff all over that couldn't see each other and maintain those relationships, right? And that's what you're ultimately building, is a relationship with your readers.
Mhm.
Last question for both of you. Now, y'all are a duo and you work beautifully together. Can you tell us what is special about the Creative Edge? I said that right?
Creative Edge Publicity, yes.
Yes. Okay, I feel bad because you said the first thing was like be professional, and I'm like, yes, I said that perfectly. Oh wait, did I say that right? So yes, what makes it special? Because there's so many book marketers out there. Some of them good, some of them not so much.
Yeah, I think it's important to realize that we think outside the box. We're not cookie cutter. There's all these rules about, you can only promote a book for 3 months, and then you have to move on to your next project. And well, we've actually been actively promoting a book for over 2 years and got a magazine cover on it last month. So that's 2 years on old. So we're having success promoting backlist. We're having success building our team, not just traditional authors, but indie authors too. And it's all about communication and developing friendships with media circles and leveraging opportunities. So, for example, I have an author who sent me a podcast opportunity last month and said, I'm going to be on this. I'm CCing you. Well, that same opportunity, I reached out to them. Next thing you know, we have 100 interviews booked with every single client. So it's about thinking outside the box, it's about having passion. It's about being true to yourself and not trying to second guess your audiences. It's all of those things. And I think that's what makes us successful overall.
Ditto to your answer. No.
If there's anything left, would you like to add?
No, I mean, I think it's very much true. I mean, you have to find what personality meshes with yours, because not everyone is a perfect fit for everybody, right? And so you have to be able to find that common ground, I think, on top of it. But I think what is so nice that Creative Edge does is, if they can get an opportunity for one person, they try to get it for everybody, and they are huge advocates, like, okay, well, yeah, you wrote this, well, we're going to morph it into also this realm, and get you exposure, and the most exposure that we can get you. And they're creative in those aspects, which feeds into your name of Creative Edge, which I love. So, I mean, I think it's definitely just, the blending and the meshing and thinking outside of the box, and like, okay, yeah, so you did this, but we're going to pitch you over here too, because you're a writer, and we're going to go this avenue, right? And I think that is a beautiful combo to have. And so it's always fun working with Creative Edge. They're amazing and very much outside of the box, against the norm, which I like. So
I pay her to say that, by the way, just know that.
I've gotten my monthly check. Yay! No, not really. Not really. I wish. Those are all 100% authentic, non-sponsored words. I promise.
Oh, wow. You said that so well. I feel like you've said it before. You have something coming up with the Creative Edge. Can you tell us a bit about it, or is it a secret? I think it's an audio something or another coming up.
We well, me and Amy, it's not official yet, but we can talk about it, because we talked about it once already. In January, we're going to be launching our own podcast network, me and Amy. And so it's a combination of the magazine that we already co-own together. And again, that's part of the benefit of Creative Edge, is having affiliates like this. I mean, me and Amy, we work together like so much well. And so we're launching a podcast network in January. Likely going to have probably about 30 shows to start, and most of them will be book related. There'll be some other ones as well, but it's exciting. I mean, we got ownership of Top Shelf magazine in May, and this is just the next level to that. So I'm hoping Amy will talk a little bit too, but that's what we're doing.
Oh, this is amazing.
Yeah.
I said this was going to be 15 minutes, and I'm a little over, but I really wanted to ask one more question, so I'm asking permission to ask. Is this
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah,
Okay, so
no,
this will
that's
be
I think
this
so.
will be
Yeah.
this will be
Yeah,
the
I mean-
last
Okay.
professional question, then we'll do the wrap up.
No, that works. I have 2 minutes, so I may have to dip out early, but yeah, that works.
Oh, okay. So we'll do the wrap up question. Where can people find out more information about you? I-
www.creativeedge-services is my website.
Mhm.
Sounds great. Amy, did you want to put out anything separate for people to follow you on social media, or are you
No,
good?
they can check out Mickey, and if you want to get in touch with me, Mickey knows how to get in touch with me. So.
Abundantlysocial.com. Look it up. Look it up.
Oh my
You will
goodness.
not regret it. You will not
Oh my
regret it.
goodness. He's like my hype man. I love Mickey. I love him to death. He's amazing.
Exactly. So my actual question that was going to be, I get so many people who are like, I want to get on Good Morning America and the Today Show as like their first or second interview. Can you please just tell us what it requires so that we can stop answering these questions?
It doesn't happen. As the first and second interview, that will never happen. And actually, when I'm meeting with authors, when I have meetings with them, if they tell me that their first mandate is to be on the Today Show or Oprah or Good Morning America, I don't sign those clients. I'm not interested. Start small, build up. We have New York Times bestsellers that can't get on Good Morning America. So it's not going to happen. And I challenge anybody who says that they can get their client on Good Morning America as their first interview.
Thank you. Okay, I feel like that's great because I'm not crazy. Anyway, so you know where to find them. Can you tell us one more time that website?
www.creativeedge-services and abundantlysocial.com.
Go check them out, please. And you can find out everything that your ladies are up to on www.andithoughladies.com. And while you're there, take a moment, go to the middle of the page, no longer the bottom of the page, and see the 3 charities that we proudly support. We ask that you take a little time out, read about them, and maybe you can support them too. It doesn't have to be money. It could be just information and or your just throwing your hands in there and getting to work. We thank you in advance for that. Remember that wisdom is all around you if you're open to finding it and accepting it. So peace and love, you guys, from Winona and the Missing Jade. Thanks for listening.